Fabrizio Romano reveals the hidden midfielder Liverpool wants. Fabrizio Romano said Liverpool were considering signing Thiago's brother Rafinha on the transfer date last week. The Reds eventually went the other way. He believes Liverpool shortlisted Rafinha last week and tried to find a last-minute midfielder. After all, of course they went with Arthur Melo. But apparently Thiago's brother Rafinha was an afterthought and something the player knew. Liverpool explored many possibilities, said Romano. I can say that one of the names on the list is Rafinha from Paris Saint-Germain. But he eventually joined Al Arabi, a club from Qatar. So he decided to go for a different experience, but he was one of the players on the list in Liverpool. With his brother Thiago Alcantara, he was dreaming of the possibility of playing. In the end, it didn't happen, he said. Liverpool had connected with Rafinha last season, but talks had not progressed. A year later? It wouldn't be the worst deal in the world. Given that his brother is already at the club, there is little doubt that he will be able to suit Liverpool. Even if Rafinha doesn't have Thiago's career, he's also a very good player in his own right. But Liverpool doesn't seem to have seen enough about it. Arthur is a better actor and would likely make a better addition to the cast given his fantastical abilities. While it's fun to have both Alcantara brothers at the club, I think Liverpool have found a very solid deal with Juventus. Liverpool should consider a discounted transfer opportunity for a £129 million striker like Thierry Henry. Liverpool were associated with Milan striker Rafael Leao several times last season. Leao played against Liverpool at Anfield in the Champions League group stage. He was impressed as his left-wing speed and vertical play put Trent Alexander-Arnold in a difficult situation. Having played a big part in Milan's first Scudetto win in 11 years, Leao has stayed at the club this summer despite the interest from Liverpool and others. The Portuguese striker is going strong in Milan and was in high form during the most recent Derby della Madonnina, scoring not once but twice, the second showing off top tones of Thierry Henry in his ability to break in from the left, pampering past players, opening his body and placing the ball in the opposite corner. This performance made many commentators, if Jack Grealish is worth £100 million, Leao must be worth £344 million, he made comments. The £129 million release clause is perhaps closer to the truth. Sometimes he can still be a little raw and make an awkwardly hasty decision. Leao is still not a finished product, but its potential is enormous. Milan want to tie him to a new, long-term contract and coach Stefano Pioli said, the club want to offer Leao a new deal soon. They will take care of him, he is working at the best level. He is not creating any problems, just a top-level player. He works hard professionally. Leao's manager Jorge Mendes reportedly requested around £6.5 million per season to keep Leao at San Siro, with Milan currently offering a figure of around £5.2 million. Presumably, the two sides will meet at the midpoint and a compromise will be found. Leao's current deal expires in the summer of 2024, and if a deal is not reached, Milan will have no choice but to sack him next summer. Liverpool is one of the clubs following this situation. Luis Diaz occupies the left for Liverpool and has been terrific since signing the Colombian, but it doesn't hurt to have healthy competition for the left wing, and in his current form, Diaz is trying to lead the left wing alone with the departure of Sadio Mane. What's more, he is 2 years younger than Leao Diaz and could essentially stay at the club longer. On the downside, demand for Leao will be high given his latest form, and Liverpool will likely enter a bidding war for Leao with Chelsea and potentially more money to burn. But that doesn't mean they shouldn't keep an eye on her condition in the coming months, because one thing is for sure, she has the potential to be world class. Here are the injury report and return dates for Liverpool. Liverpool's 2022-2023 Champions League fight begins tomorrow with their move to Napoli in Group A. The Reds are on the hunt for their 7th European Cup after being bitterly eliminated in the final last season. Jürgen Klopp's men suffered a heartbreaking 1-0 defeat to Real Madrid in Paris, and the game was tainted by distasteful scenes where Koppitz lived outside the stadium. Liverpool have had their fair share of injuries in the early stages of the Premier League season, and they still have lingering issues. Let's take a look at the current injury list and potential return dates for 8 of the Reds players. Thiago Alcantara. The Spanish midfielder has been sidelined since the opening day of the season after limping against Fulham on the opening day of the season with a hamstring injury. Klopp confirmed last week that Thiago will be returning to practice. Thiago is the closest of them all. I think he'll be in team practice early next week, the manager said. Thiago's return may depend on whether Klopp finds him fit enough to return to the bench immediately. The potential return time is Wednesday, September 7th against Napoli or Saturday, September 11th with the Wolves. Fabio Carvalho. The offensive midfielder suffered a knee injury in Saturday's Merseyside derby. Carvalho was injured in a duel with Everton's Amadou Onana and was removed from the game at half-time. Klopp was hopeful that the swelling around Carvalho's knee wasn't too serious. Not bad. I think it's extremely painful, a dead leg over the knee muscle, and he couldn't bend the knee anymore. We'll see how quickly that gets resolved, said Klopp. The potential comeback time is Naples on Wednesday, September 7th, or the Wolves game on Saturday, September 11th. Abraham Konate. The defender was unavailable all season. He had a knee problem against Strasbourg in Liverpool's last friendly match of the season. Klopp revealed that Konate should get in shape during the international break later this month. He will be returning to training in and around the international break, Klopp said. The potential comeback time is Saturday the 1st of October, against Brighton. Jordan Henderson. The Liverpool captain was forced out of the game with a hamstring injury in last week's 2-1 win over Newcastle United. Klopp wasn't sure how long Henderson would be unavailable before the Everton game. We're still waiting for the results of his scan. He's definitely outside, injured, but I don't know to what extent, said the Anfield chief. Reports suggested that Henderson would not play for Liverpool again before the international break. The potential comeback time is Saturday the 1st of October, against Brighton. Calvin Ramsey. Summer signature from Aberdeen is unavailable since arriving in Anfield. Liverpool discovered a problem with Ramsey's back and were wary of him as he was still a teenager. Calvin is still out but really getting closer. For him it was something about his back, something about age and growth. He hasn't trained properly with us now, but he's getting closer, Klopp said last week. The potential time of return is unknown. Naby Keita. The midfielder has not made a debut for Liverpool this season. He has a muscle injury he suffered in training with a previous illness. Keita was also excluded from Liverpool's Champions League squad. It's a muscle injury, they're going to be out for a while with Oxlade-Chamberlain, Klopp said last week. The potential time of return is unknown. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oxlade-Chamberlain suffered a serious hamstring problem during Liverpool's pre-season friendlies against Crystal Palace in July. Klopp confirmed that the midfielder is no closer to returning to availability. Before the derby he said, "It's a muscle injury, Ox will be out for a while." The potential time of return is unknown. Liverpool are really struggling with serious injury problems this year. Even Klopp admitted he was wrong when he was reluctant to transfer midfield, and a midfield transfer was made. This year has started really badly for Liverpool and these injuries have had bad results in the league as well. Klopp's attack power has been severely reduced and the players he can take to turn the match are very limited. I hope Liverpool gets things right before it's too late and the streak begins.